Yeah. There he is. There's my man. We call him Nicky Pie Shop these days, but Nick Allen is with us, the starting shortstop for your Oakland Athletics. And it's great that people get to see you because people will be wondering, what are our guys doing in the offseason?
Yeah.
It shows exactly what you're doing. You're here busting your behind.
I am. Yeah, I just showered up, but got done with a good day. Got a great workout in and then got some grounders and hitting the cage. So, no, we're getting good workout. I mean, what can't you not love about being out here? You know, you got sun and 4 baseball fields to just try to use.
So you're here like every day?
Mostly, yeah. The days that I put into my schedule to be here, I am here. So, and I'm just trying to make the most out of it. You know, you get this short window to make the most out of your career. So I'm just trying my best right now.
So when the season ended, and I know we'll get into it, you had a busy offseason, you got married and everything, but from a standpoint of working out, because last year was your first in the big leagues, played a lot. When did you say, I need time, and then I need to get it going again?
Well, I think the first week of the offseason was kind of just see family again because we finished in Anaheim, so we went back down to San Diego. And, you know, I got to see family, cousins, all in that, and then just kind of start setting up things for the wedding in a sense. But the next week, I came back out here to Arizona, and I wanted to get after it because I knew November would be a busy month for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I just I started working out, getting back with Cuffy, our strength coach, and then I started doing stuff at Driveline, hitting wise, and I just spent that whole month just trying to get myself better to where I knew I was going to take some time off in November. I wouldn't be sitting there like, oh gosh, what am I doing? You know, this is usually when I start, but I wanted to make sure I spent the time, you know, with my wife and spend that time with her and just enjoy being off. So I knew October was a big month for me to try to get after it.
Yeah, when you get married, you do have to have a little time for the wife.
Yes.
It kind of works that way. All right, how'd the wedding go? Honeymoon, we do all that. How was it?
Yeah, wedding was amazing. Couldn't have been better. I mean, just having family and friends there was just like a party. So it was awesome. And then we went to New Zealand and Australia for our honeymoon. So we got a little bit of tropical in Australia on Hamilton Island. And then we kind of got into more just adventure and stuff in New Zealand, just a little cooler weather, but it was more sightseeing and whatnot. So,
all right. So then you have the holidays and you come back and it's gung ho because, I mean, for you, this is a monster year for your career.
Oh, 100%. You know, I think, you know, every day I have built in to try to in my routine to treat every day the same, just not make a certain thing too big. But no, I definitely think that it's time for me to start showing what I can do and not to put pressure on myself, but just keep going and keep trying to play winning baseball and try to help the A's win any way I can.
So when you say you went to Driveline, obviously when we take off and you're going to leave like this complex and you're going to go somewhere else, what are you trying to accomplish? What were the goals? What did you learn while you were there?
I just learned the things that, you know, I was a very handsy hitter, not really using my lower half the right way. And so I took a lot of that information and just try to get better with it there. But then now I'm doing it here at the complex, and I'm working with Tim Esme right now. He'll be one of our AZL managers here, but he's in here every day. And I just been working with him just to try to make sure it fits into my game. Having, you know, not trying to get too big, but also, you know, be strong with my lower half and making sure that the barrel gets to that baseball. So, you know, outside pitches, I'm not like fouling it off or whatnot, but that barrel's getting there. And then I'm also just staying true to my game. Just a lot of hard line drives. So Driveline showed me some things that I need to work on, and then now I'm just working on them here.
Yeah, because we've always heard so much about Driveline, and we know about it with a lot with pitching, right? Guys are going to Driveline to throw harder. Yeah. So take us through the process of a hitter when we're using technology, which Driveline does. Like, how are we learning to separate the upper body from the lower body to, you know, because a lot of people the ground is leverage for us. A lot of people don't understand that. we understand from a pitcher uses the mound to drive, but flat ground, we don't think about that. We don't think even like hockey players using the ice as leverage. I know more about it from my golf now to where I'm trying to, as an old man, trying to hit it way farther than I used to, but we use the ground as leverage, and that we're using a lot of that we're figuring out. And I'm sure those are kind of the things that you dealt with at Driveline.
Yeah, 100%. I think right when I first got in there, they had me hooked up to all these certain things, and then it was like a motion capture lab. And then after like a couple days later, they had this full report for you, and you get to see, I saw all that. I have a tendency of jumping forward, and my front hip is just not giving me time to clear. So I was basically just a torso hitter and a handsy hitter. And so, I had to clean that up. And then I redid a mocap a couple days ago, and, definitely some numbers jumped up there in a better way for me. And so now I'm just trying to keep that going in a positive way, and especially with trying to reel it into the hitter that I know I need to be, in a sense. So so it's all going in the right direction, and just got to keep working.
Because speed is your game, line drives is your game, doubles,
hard hit balls, low line drives, balls in the gap. If I leave the yard, I leave the yard, and that's just, it happens. I'm not trying to do that. I don't want to do that, but I know I can go pull side, but my game is to get on base and touch home plate as much as I possibly can. And I definitely know that, and that's what I want to do.
Now, defensively, obviously, the hands, you got it all. Are the things that you work on to get better at, or is it really at a point let's just refine what we got?
Yeah, it's keep getting better. I mean, today, I was out there with Tim and Benji, and we were just – today we worked on, a couple backhand stuff, and I realized that I can definitely get to a certain spot better. And I was like, damn, like that's something that I felt like I really could have been better at last year too. And also being like, I had a couple times where I wasn't really getting to the left of the baseball, and then I'd get big with my right leg. And that just was, I felt like I wasn't athletic. So today we were just working on a couple things like that, and there's always room for improvement. And I know I can keep getting better because I know the feelings that I want, and I know sometimes last year I never felt those things. So I'm just working back at it this year to keep getting better. And I know there's more in the tank for sure.
How many of the guys are down here working out with you on a regular basis?
There's this, there's not been a crazy amount of people in here, but we got Cooper Bowman in here. He's rehabbing, but he's getting after it every day. He's obviously a great player. Max Muncy's been in. And it's kind of been more closed off this year because I think they had this weird rule with the minor leagues to where if you're not on the 40-man roster or whatnot, you're not like talking to the team for like
new CBA rules then, huh?
CBA. Yeah. So that's been kind of a little bit weird, but no, I've just been trying to get the most out of it. We got all the strength coaches in there and trainers that have been very helpful this offseason. So can't thank them enough, and also can't thank Tim Esme enough for being out here and spending this time getting out to here. And now Benji's coming out every day. So it's been awesome.
January 11th, it's going to be here before you know it.
Yeah.
Is it kind of one of those where you're chomping? I mean, if you're here every day or you're here most days, you're ready to rock.
Definitely chomping at the bit, but I know, you got to make the most out of just enjoying the time off. But I know I'm working hard, and I just want to see that into action for sure.
How much have you been in contact with your fellow players?
Just texts here and there. I've gone through some texts with Noda just on some swing stuff, and just shooting a little text maybe here and there with Gelof. And then obviously I talk to Jonah Bride probably all the time. But yeah, I think everyone's having. It seems like everyone's getting married this off season, so everyone's. Well, but that's good. I mean, maybe we were all worried about that last year, getting the plans and set, trying to obviously our wives put a lot of effort into that, and we were just trying to help out where we could. But
they try and say you're not going to be involved, but you're involved.
We're involved.
We're involved. I know mine was years ago, but I remember it's like, oh no, I'll just I'll make everything happen. And then it's all, what about the caterer? What about the photographer? What about the band? What about that? It's like, I thought you said I'll be there. You wish you could just say, I'll be there and make it happen. It's just, it doesn't work that way. Well, I just want a bunch of you guys to show up, and I want you to say, we're not going through another year like last year. That sucked. Sucked for all of us, right? Like that can't happen again.
I know. I mean, Rooker came Gelof and I a little bit, last year, but he was just like, we can't do this again. We got to find a way to really work our, tails off to get better and put us in a better position. And then, Zach and I always talk about, we were like, sink or swim, especially in our division, so we got to find a way to make it happen. Else, it doesn't happen. So that's just I think that's hopefully going to be our motto, but we just got to obviously take it day by day and just keep getting better.
Gelof is extremely talented.
Very talented.
And we kept hearing it. Yeah. So when we saw him, we went and checked him out in San Jose when he came with the Ports. He was a third baseman, right? Yeah. And then all of a sudden he gets hurt and he's a second baseman. But now we've seen it. Just talk about, you guys knew it. Yeah. We've now seen it. He's a special cat.
No, 100%. I played with him. He actually got called up when I was in AAA. We needed players, some extra players. And this was in 21, and he just got drafted, and he was here, I think, in Instructs. And so they had him come up for AAA, and he had like about a week with us, and he was doing really well and just really held his own. So you just knew from there, this guy's going to be really good. And then obviously, spent some time with him again in AAA this year. The guy just works his tail off, and then he gets to the big leagues and he shows off. He does his thing. So no surprise there. No surprise that he's going to be a great player in this game. It's fun going to the ballpark with him and just seeing his energy that he brings. It's inspiring for sure.
Well, and you mentioned Noda. We're going to have him on today, and we're going to have Gelof on today after you. Man, talk about proving yourself as a Rule 5 guy. Noda went from he's interesting to where I'm watching him going, I want to see him play every day, to he's our starting first baseman. Let's stop screwing around, to where now I know for a fact people are calling for him at the trading deadline, and the A's said no. To go from a Rule 5 guy that, he's got to be on the team because he didn't have that great of a spring, right? But all of a sudden, he starts getting on base, and he shows you how big and athletic and how good he is defensively. He goes from got to be here to all of a sudden teams are calling to trade for him. That tells you a lot about how good Ryan Noda is.
Well, it's another guy like that. Both these guys, Zach and Ryan, they have this just thing about them where they go about their business just the right way. And so for Ryan to have the season he did is no surprise to me. I just kind of really started to get to know him last year. And you can see when he gets up to plate, man, it doesn't matter who he's facing. He digs in, and he's going to dig in against the best. And he's going to, if you're not throwing it where I want it, I'm not swinging, and it's probably going to be a ball, and he's ready to hit in the zone no matter what. So, this guy, he's very talented, really good defensively. I love having him. He can pick it. So I know if there's a little safety net for me a little bit, but I try to give him the best throws I possibly can. But he's very talented, and I wouldn't be surprised if, this guy is just obviously putting up amazing numbers this year.
And there is that major comfort, too, as an infielder, when your guy can pick it, that you can take some chances.
Yeah, 100%. It's definitely nice having him over there. He's just an awesome guy. So it's fun being around him. It's fun, the energy that he brings as well. So right now, those two guys that you just brought up they're obviously amazing. We got a lot of great guys on this team, but those two guys are definitely spark plugs for sure.
All right. There's been a lot of talk, Cody, about what the nickname should be for Nick Allen, right? There's been, we floated Nicky Pickett, Nicky, there's all kinds of Nicky hit it out, Nicky stick it, Nicky. There's all kinds. We like Nicky Pie Shop.
I like that.
We got to got to realize he grew up going to the original Our Family restaurant, the San Diego Chicken Pie Shop.
I had birthdays there, literally. So I was like 7 years old, I was like, let's just go to Chicken Pie Shop. I love it.
Yeah. So he's been going to the family restaurant. So now we have it in Walnut Creek, the Chicken Pie Shop in Walnut Creek. now he's a fan of the chicken pie shop in Walnut Creek.
100%. Yeah.
So that's why we had Nikki Pie Shop. We're going to have to get you just endless free food and endless free whatever you need.
I'm just happy to be there.
Well, you know, I've said it before. I grew up with his family. God, going to church with your grandparents, going to school with your mom and your aunt, and your dad went to the same high school. Yeah. Your dad's a little older, so we never when your dad was leaving, I was coming in, but obviously the connection with your family, and we've been rooting for you, and to watch you grow has been great, and congratulations on getting married.
Thank you. Yeah.
Do you feel like a grown-up now?
A little bit more.
It's a different ball game, huh?
Yeah, but still got to be like a kid out in the baseball field. So, but I definitely feel like, you know, there's, I'm just blessed with what's going on right now. So
this is your year. Like, this is it, right? You had your taste, and that's what everybody's always said. McAllen goes up. You just got to figure it out. And once he figures it out, boom, this is the year for you.
Take it one day at a time, but that's my freaking goal. Yeah, for sure.
All right. Enjoy the rest of the offseason, my man. And when we see you next, we'll be at spring training.
I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
The starting shortstop for your Oakland Athletics right here on A's Cast Live.